This segment of the Just Cooling podcast has been brought to you by the Tattoo Shop Radio and powered by Zeno FM.
Back to another episode of Just Cooling Podcast. I am Country Red, and you are
DawsonSJewellS.
We have a special guest in the building. Please provide everybody your name and give us your resume, my brother.
All right, I'm Johnathan Adams, owner of SmoothCuts Hair Care, barber, entrepreneur, instructor, educator.
All right, brother. Glad to have you on the show, man. So I'm gonna jump right into it, man. So what was the first haircut you saw that made you want to cut hair? Or what were some of the early influences, I guess?
I really don't think it was a haircut or anything that made me want to do it.
Okay.
I kind of got like suckered or tricked into it. You know, I want to say tricked, but that's kind of how it happened. I went on a school tour, and I was thinking about barbering and thinking about finishing massage therapy. Once I was there, they led me to barbering, and once I started, I just developed the vision for it, and it's been to full speed since then. All gas.
He said, "All gas." That's what's up, man. That's dope. So, like, when you was you nervous when you had to cut your first head, as far as it being in a barber shop, or just at the house, or like?
I mean, there is a transition that a lot of barbers go through from like school to the field, to the barber shop. Once I got to the shop, I mean, people really don't understand, but confidence is like 80% of it. Right? Confidence is 80% of barber. I tell my students it's literally 80% confidence, 20% skill. All right.
Okay.
And so I've always been a confident person. So I mean, I was a little nervous, but I knew I had to trust my foundation. I just went for it.
Okay. What's been your biggest challenge as a barber?
The work, family, you know what I mean? That time between work and family, because it's really demanding, especially your first couple years out, because you're trying to build the clientele, you're trying to establish a clientele and build a clientele that's sustainable so that you can provide for your family, but it requires you being away from your family a lot.
Wow.
So how do you separate like relatives? It's like, you know what, let me get a haircut for 10 versus what you were originally charged for a barbershop price. Like, you know, I have a cousin, like when I used to get my haircuts, you know, I probably get 10 or 15, but I would tip them, probably walk away paying them 20, but the price might be 25 or 30. So how do you separate that when it comes to family and want to come up there like, man, let me get a haircut, you know?
Good question.
Listen, real talk. The only people I do not charge are my nephews. Everybody else got to pay.
That's true.
Everybody else got to pay. Everybody else got to pay. Nephews don't get charged. Everybody else got to pay. I mean, I do. You know, let me say this. I do. I'm like, you wasn't with me shooting in the gym. So there was a lot of people who's been with me like from the very, very beginning when I was messing heads up. So those people, they do get a little discount, but other than that, everybody pay for the price. Everybody pay for the price.
Okay,
I love my family, but my bills got to get paid too.
You ain't got to pay his bills. He said only nephews now. Everybody price, man. Support
the nephews get, you know, nephews get treated. Everybody else got to pay.
Hey, that'll work. You heard it here first. So can you explain the process of what it's like to get into a barber school? Like, what is the process as far as, do you have to pay a fee? How long do you have to go to barber school to even start? What is that process like?
So right now in the state of Florida, they dropped the hours down from 1,200 hours to 900 hours. So if you're coming every day, that's probably 7.5 months. It's all about that dedication, man. Right now, the price of barber school is a little up there.
Wow.
But it's you make it back. Like, you make it back. I don't see why anybody doesn't pay back their student loans, because if you look up the average price for a barber, the average income for a barber for a year, I think it's around 30 to 40,000. That's
Okay.
literally about 10 hairs a week.
Mm.
Ain't no barber only cutting 10 hairs.
No,
Right.
they're not. They shouldn't be,
So,
but you know.
so yeah, ain't no barber even starting out probably cutting about 10. So that's 40,000. You know what I mean? $40,000 there. So if the average price for the average income for a barber is only 40,000, man, I don't think it'll be so many people coming into the field. You know what I mean? I keep a class of about 30 to 36 students.
Wow.
How do you teach? So the designs, is there a special technique or a skill? How do you start that? How do you teach that? Because to me, I'll be scared to mess somebody's head up trying to do a design.
That's a good question.
Barbering is an art form. So I tell people to trust the head. And I learned from a barber brother of mine who was in school with me, and he kind of like used to try to push me to do it, and I was always a little nervous. It took for me to get out of barber school before I really started doing designs. But he was like, put three random lines in the head, and then let the head tell you what to do from there. And that's the way I teach it now. I'm like, so some of my students be nervous. I'll be like, here, they'll put one line, and I'll just go here. There you go. There goes second one. Not make it work. Connect the dots. And a lot of times I tell them, like, if they be trying to do a design, I tell them to stand back and look at the head. The head will show you the design that you want to do.
Wow.
So now you just put in the design where the head is telling you, because everybody's head is different.
So as far as like volunteers that come to these places where you cut hair at, right? How do you guys get people to sign up for that? Is there like hesitation, or is it like, are they willing to experiment, like let you experiment on their head? How does that work?
So we have at the Barber Institute that I work at, we have a pretty deep clientele of people who routinely come on a regular. Like, it's been people that's been coming there since I was a student. So that I remember, I remember cutting, and I have pictures on my IG of cutting them, and they still come back. So a lot of it is repeat clients. And you only paying $8 for a haircut, you'll keep coming back too. And they know that at the institute that I work at, that they're always going to leave with a good cut. They're always going to leave with a good cut. I don't care if it's the person's first day cutting or they getting ready to graduate. You're going to leave with a good cut. You may not leave with the haircut that you wanted, but you're going to leave with a good haircut.
And it was $8.
So,
you can't beat that. And you can still look at least, decent.
Plus, you just can't go wrong.
Right. You can't go wrong.
Absolutely.
Can't go wrong.
For $8, you really can't complain.
Right.
You get what you pay for. But
walk around with chili bowl.
I'm not cutting nobody here for $8. I ain't cutting nobody here for $8.
It ain't gonna pay the bills, huh?
Boy, nothing. That's barely a gallon of gas. Barely.
Oh, up that way. Ooh. We ain't gonna talk about gas prices for y'all up there in Florida. Good God Almighty. I don't even want to get into that.
Who's the first person's hair did you cut?
Ooh. You got him thinking.
Oh yeah, you just got me. I have no idea.
You got him on the rope.
No. Okay. The first person hair that I cut was either mine or my nephew, Jamar. My nephew, Jamar.
Oh, I think it was. I thought I heard Jamar talking about that before.
Yeah, man. We used to practice on each other. We used to make sure that we was right. And listen, when I went to college, I was the lineup king. Like, because all me and my boys, all us had dread. So I was the lineup king. Everybody had a crispy lineup every weekend that we went out. We was all lined up to the crispy, ready to go.
Like Steve Harvey.
Steve Harvey lined up, man.
You took a ruler and just goes.
Yeah, man.
That
really kind of influenced it too. So I was like, I felt comfortable, like, and for the most part of doing a lot of the things. So it was like, if I go over and do it full time and learn all of it, you know what I mean, I'll be good. And it was way different than what I expected. And I think that's the part that made me kind of really gravitate towards it. Yeah, it was
Okay.
way different than I expected.
Okay, for those that's just messing around trying to experiment on cutting their hair, what type of clippers, as far as edge ups and liners, would you recommend for those that just trying to do it from the house, from the crib?
What for edge ups?
Edge up, or just cutting your hair, like just
Cutting
out the
hair.
box?
I'm always listen. They need to go ahead and sponsor me as much as I preach them. But Andy's Masters. I just listen.
Yeah, I got
Andy's Masters. ain't no substitutes. They cut any hair, any type of hair, any grain of hair. It doesn't matter, and they easy to easy to blend, easy to taper. Yeah, you can't go wrong. Save a lot of time with those Andy's Masters. Y'all go ahead, pick me up, sponsor me, send me some stuff.
Yeah, go ahead and show this man some love. So no Walmart walls or any of them other brands.
No, I mean,
walls,
and it's crazy. And it's crazy because I really am a wall guy. I have no wall clippers right now.
Yeah, I
have no wall clippers right now. And if anybody know me from when I first started barbering, I was wall. I have no wall clippers right now. None. No,
they don't last that long either. So I have some in my cabinet right now in the bathroom. Like, I'll try to go the cheap route for a quick fix though. But I do have some Andes though, as far as edge ups and stuff. Like when I do my hair.
The T outliners. As far as the corded clippers for lineups, T outliners. They ain't no T outliners. But cordless though, I would have to go with Babyless. The Babyless. Yeah, the Babyless. The Babyless.
Okay.
Yeah, man. That's all I use. That's all I use.
Now, do you just cut hair, or do you do anything else as far as grooming, eyebrows, or beard? I mean, I don't know. Like, do you do anything else?
That's what I meant by when I got into barbering. It was so much more. So I used to think it was just cutting hair, man. Man, as barbers, we do facials, we do hair color, we do chemicals, we do perms, relaxers, we do all of that, and I do all of that. Everything, I do everything. I am your one-stop shop. I get you right. There's no need to get into an industry and not, you know what I mean, learn all of the ins and outs of it. So when I got in, I literally fell in love with the whole industry, not just one portion of it. So I like to say that I'm very versatile when it comes to my barbering services. So, and I tell my students all the time, what sets you apart? When you step inside my barbershop, I'm not going to say the only one, but one of the only ones that can and will do any haircut that walks through the door, any service that walks through the door. You know what I mean? So,
So you very
hot towel share.
Very versatile.
We don't play.
He said we don't play.
I ain't sending no more else. I want it all. I want it all.
That's what's up, man. We're gonna pay some real estate real quick.
I mean, it's about building that clientele. It's about building that clientele. So you know what I mean? For me not to get bored in the barbershop, I got to be able to do different things. If I'm just sitting there with clippers all day, I'm gonna get bored. You know what I mean? I got to be able to flip it up. Okay, I'm doing a fade now. Now I'm doing a hot towel shave. Now I'm doing a hair color. Now I'm doing a design. Now you know what I mean? It to be able to switch it up, it keeps me going. It keeps me excited about doing what I do.
So you like the challenge of challenging yourself on different hair techniques and styles is what it sounds like to me. Like you don't like the same boring episode. Like, okay, today's gonna be different. You might get a different customer. And you can add your touch on that, and you kind of keep it where it needs to be as far as interest. That's what it sounds like when you say that.
Absolutely.
Cool. Okay, cool, man. So we're going to jump into a real quick commercial break, and we'll be back in about 20 or 30 seconds. We got to pay some real estate. Be right back.
Gotcha. That's cool.
We are back. Before we continue this conversation, make sure you guys check us out on the Hubb YouTube channel Fridays at 9 p.m. Kickback with Sports Tuesdays at 8 p.m. The MilkTray Mondays at 8 p.m. Kickback Thursdays. Also check us out on Fridays on the Tattoo Shop Radio Fridays on Zeno.fm, 12 a.m. to 1.
Right, and we try to get Filter Me Not back. We still working on it. That's gonna be every Monday at 10 p.m. Eastern time. But we got to get it together first. We ain't, we still working on it.
On that ASAP, man. The people's waiting on that. So this is my next question for you, man. Do you feel like the barbershop is a safe haven for Black men to express themselves and build camaraderie? Like, how do you feel about when Black men come out, just men in general, come to the barbershop and kind of just express themselves and have conversations? How do you feel about that in that community?
I mean, that's what the barbershop was built on. You know what I mean? Being able for all people to come in and just be able to express themselves, talk about politics, talk about religion, talk about everything, and kind of, you know what I mean, and get a grip on things. I'm working on now trying to do something at my shop where we just do like a round table, talk about men's health, men's mental health, especially, you know what I mean? Just
needed,
because there's something that we really don't talk about, and as men, especially as Black men, we go through so much, and we harbor so many emotions, so many feelings, to be able to express them, and with people who go through and feel the same way that you know what I mean, and how they got through and help pull somebody else through situations. I think that'll be so beneficial. So that's something that I'm working on at the shop that I work at now.
Oh man, that'd be dope, man. I know you guys will make that happen, man. I think a lot of people will need to do that. You know, they need that, you know what I'm saying? Because you never know just when they go in there what they're thinking. They might not feel brave enough to express themselves. So just by you opening up those doors for them, I think that says a lot about your character and, you know, Smooth Cuts, you know. So I think that'd be pretty dope, brother.
Yes, sir.
Speaking of Smooth Cuts, why you choose that name?
She said, "Why you choose that name?"
I developed a nickname towards the end of high school, going into college, Smooth. And when I started barber school, I didn't really have a name, and I was being lazy. I wasn't trying to think of nothing creative, so I just Smooth Cuts, and that was it. And I rolled with it, and that's how I got it.
I
kept it simple.
Yeah,
simple is good. Simple.
Yeah, it is. It is.
All right, let's jump into our first segment here, man. It's lightweight. So
okay, you always okay.
No, I ain't gonna overthink it. So, what are your top 5 songs that impacted your life? They don't have to be no particular order. Like, what are your top 5 songs that impacted your life?
Oh man.
You gotta think about it. You're gonna let them think about it.
Oh yeah.
Whatever comes to mind.
Oh shoot! Now I just forgot the name of it. Okay, so one is one I always listen to when I'm kind of down.
Okay.
And it's by Ty Tribbett. It's called Victory. Well, I got the victory. So that just reminds me that no matter what I'm going through, you know what I mean, keep pushing. In the end, I'm gonna be victorious. These probably all gonna be gospel. The best is yet to come. The best is yet to come, which I believe is Donald Lawrence. There's another song I can't remember who sang it, but it's called After This, and it pretty much says that there will be glory after this. You know what I mean? So, you know, just pretty much just a reminder that no matter what I'm going through, I'm gonna get through it. You know what I mean? That's 3. Ooh,
3. Yep. 2 more.
I'm trying to think. I'm drawing a blank right now. Oh shoot! What's the name of the song? Dang!
You want to
I can't remember the name of the song.
You want to come back around.
Man.
Well, we ain't gonna ask you to sing songs out on here, but you know, you know, you hit the notes or something, the hook.
No, man. Listen, I'm done with that. Okay, it's a song by Molly Music. It's called Yahweh.
Molly Music.
That's
I remember. That's 4.
Yeah. What's his name? Shit is crazy. I can't remember it. Oh, what's his name? Not Kalante West.
Kalante West.
Shoot. Man, y'all got me.
We got you.
Yeah. You got. I'm gonna think about it. I got. There's one more. I'm gonna remember the name.
All right, let that last one marinate, man. We'll go on to the next question. Sis, you got another question?
Yeah. So you have hair care. So what made you want to go into hair care? What was you not seeing in other hair care that made you say, "Hey, I want to start my own hair care line"?
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna answer that question. I just remember the song. I don't want to forget it. Okay. Travis Green. It's Travis Green, Made Away.
Travis Green, Made Away.
Yeah.
Made Away. All right, cool. Now, what made me want to go into hair care? I just well, for one, when I was in barber school, like I said, I fell in love with everything barber. So I really tapped into the chemistry chapter of barber, and it really turned me into a label reader. So like before I buy anything, I'll turn it around, read the label, see what's in it, and I just noticed that a lot of things that supposed to be, or people say that are good for us or for our hair, for our skin, don't really do that. It's not really, the ingredients don't match what they're saying.
Right.
Yeah.
So it was like, yeah. So I'm like, so I started to experiment a little bit. And we had a class project, and I kind of did something really quick, but I started to make my own shave gel. Okay. And from then on, from that, it started to shampoos, to conditioners, to everything else. So now, like, I have a whole complete line. I got beard oils, and beard balms, shampoos, conditioners, leave-in conditioners, stylers.
Yeah, what's the curl stuff that you got? Lotion?
Yeah, we got it's all here. Nice. So yeah, so I just started to work with a lot of those things, and started to build a thing. Like I look at my clients, and I look at a lot of the problems that they were having. So I just started to make products catered to my clientele, like catered to the problems that they were having. And as my clientele starts to get bigger and diversify, I start to make products that that fits everybody. So yeah, I just added a I don't even want to call it a wrapping mousse, but I'm gonna call it a function mousse. So you know what I mean, for waivers, it makes let all that lays down, but it I noticed that a lot of things make your hair hard after doing it. Like with a lot of mousse stuff, it keeps it soft, but makes it has it to lay down so you can. Oh yeah, we in there. Listen, I'm waiting for the shipment to ride to the door. Packed in, it's ready to go. So I literally just got an email with the tracking number, so it should be in here probably by the end of next week, and we'll be ready to go. But I'm just catering to my clientele. You know what I mean? I'm seeing the problems that they're having, and I'm trying to create things for them. You know what I mean? So I like I said, it's all about my clientele. And that's what helps me build. That's what helps me keep my clientele, because I'm always, you know what I mean, catering to their needs.
All right. So I have 2 questions. One, is that what made you go back to school after you got your barber license? And 2, what is the process of getting all that approved to sell to your clients or customers? Like, can you just give us a little insight on what that is like for, the second question?
So, first question, when for me teaching, it kind of was a joke.
Okay.
One of one of the ladies that used to was working at the school when I was a student, and now became the director of the school, and she posted on Facebook that she was looking for a barber instructor, and I just, I was kind of playing around, but a little bit serious because I wasn't happy with the job that I was at.
Okay.
And so, and I went in for an interview, and it pretty much was kind of introducing me to everybody, telling me that I had the job, kind of thing. And I was like, oh, okay, well, this is real. This is what we're doing. So, it just hit 4 years. January 2nd made 4 years I've been there. And I'm liking it. I'm liking it. Over 300 students, graduated, licensed, everything. I'm happy.
Wow,
that's awesome.
And as far as getting it approved, like the stuff that you selling, what's the process of that? Is that difficult or?
It is. So the way that I'm doing it now, because like I said, I'm super busy because not only do I teach, I'm still in the shop, and I also coach football for 2 teams, high school and the league. So I'm really always.
Hold on, time out, Johnathan. You didn't tell me about the high school.
Well, other people knew.
Oh, I guess other people. Your nephew didn't tell me. Okay, go ahead.
Absolutely. So yeah, I'm coaching high school ball. I coach little league football. Mm-hmm. So I'm really busy. So I work with an outside company, that puts it all together for me.
That's cool. Okay, you got a team. That's dope.
Yeah. So it's like, you know what I mean? I come up with the products. I tell them how to mix it. They assume all responsibility if they don't mix it and things don't go. So they handle all of the paperwork and all the things like that. So it kind of makes it a lot easier on me and a lot less work, because if it was strictly on me, I would not have the time to keep it moving.
Right.
I'm glad you broke it down.
They eat up a lot. They eat up a lot of the profits, though. I ain't even gonna lie to you. But where I'm at right now that's what has to happen.
But that's still good for those who's wondering, following your footsteps, or just trying to see your blueprint. That's still good to know for them to hear that you down to them that way also. So that's dope that you broke it down that way. Go ahead, sis. Go ahead.
How often should someone or a customer get a haircut? Is there a time frame?
It depends on. I always say that it depends on their lifestyle.
Okay.
Meaning, if you're someone who's, let's say, on camera all the time, I would recommend one every 1 or 2 weeks. Or if you're someone who's, you know what I mean, whose image, you sell things by your image every week, or you should be getting touched up or something every week. For a normal person who don't really care, every other week, every third week.
A month.
Me too.
Yeah.
And y'all both are teachers. Y'all should know, but that's a shame.
Anyway, going forward, what he was saying.
Listen, man, my students are the ones who normally they be like, Mr. John, man, sit down, boy, just sit down. All right, come on, let's get me right. Come on. So,
they don't take no
they tell me when it's time for me to get a haircut.
Oh wow, I haven't got to that point yet. I just don't act like I just ignore it, like I don't even hear it. I just talk to somebody else.
When it's time. They sit me down, drape me up, and cut me up. I'm like, all right, well, I need it. I appreciate it.
So what's the wildest stories you heard of a celebrity? You don't have to say the name, as far as how much a celebrity barber might charge for a celebrity. Like, what are some ridiculous prices where you was like,
that
wow,
they may charge a celebrity? That someone may charge a celebrity?
Yeah, like, I mean, I know it's up there, but just
I know people think the numbers are ridiculous, but I don't think people really take into consideration everything that entails. Okay. So let's say, and this is random, because I think P. Diddy just said something about paying his barber like $5,000 or something.
Yeah.
So think about this. How much do I make sitting behind the chair every day? You're taking me away from all of my regular clientele, uprooting me from my family, flying me somewhere You know what I mean? So again, you don't know how much money I'm missing sitting where I was.
Got it.
I think a lot of people don't really understand. They even when it comes to the prices that we charge regular, they be like that we're high. So is everything else in the world. Like the value of $1 is going down.
It is.
I remember being in high school, being a manager, making $6.83 an hour, and was feeling like I was living the life. You know what I mean? But $6.83 an hour, like that wasn't nothing. You know what I mean? Right. So you try to pay somebody $6.83 now, then that's something totally different. So, but I don't think people really understand like how much. So the barber's flying over somewhere, is cutting somebody's hair. So how many days is he missing from sitting behind the chair? He's just saying that has to make sense because you're uprooting me from my base station.
Yeah. Right.
So and you probably lose some customers
if the price is $5,000, the price is you really don't know how much that barber makes over that time period. You taking him away for a weekend. How much does he make in a weekend?
Right.
His time, time, travel, food, all of that, all of those things got to play into consideration.
Yeah, you got to do the mathematics on that one, then.
Yeah.
And then and then the customers that you did have, you lose them. They might go to the barbers next to your right or left. Like, well, so he ain't here on the weekends, or shoot, he.
So again, everything has to make sense. So you know what I mean. If you're fluing me out, you know what I mean. Like it has to make sense. That value has to make sense. It has to match. If I'm in the shop, if you're taking me away for a week, how much do I normally make in a week? Okay. You have to be able to, and not only that, you're still taking me away from my family.
Yeah.
So that has to be accommodated for as well.
Right. So with that, you probably have to come up with a whole contract, maybe a lawyer, and all that's what it sound like at the end of the day. If you're going there blind like that and just on the humble, like, yeah, man, I'm kicking it with so-and-so, but not really handling your business.
But there is pros and cons to it though, too. Because some of the things, if you do uproot, it puts you in a place where you can grab more clientels of that stature. So you might not ever make it back to the shop. You go from Denzel to Will Smith to Jamie Foxx to, you know what I mean? Which happens. So you know what I mean? Because there are barbers who consider themselves quote unquote celebrity barbers. Right. So it's like, okay, so that's the only type of people that they do, so it's like that.
And you could charge, once you get to that level, you can charge whatever price you want to charge and control that market, I guess.
People gonna pay your worth, or you know what I mean? So if they feel like for me, barbering is not a haircut. Right. I give services. You see what I'm saying? You're not paying for a haircut, you're paying for a service. So whether that's whether that I'm your therapist for 30 minutes. How much do you pay a therapist for 30 minutes? I'm your therapist for 30 minutes, right? I'm also giving you a service, meaning your beard. I'm taking care of your beard. I'm not just giving you a haircut. I'm treating your hair. You see what I'm saying? So it's more. It's more to it. There's more to it. So that value, that's where your value starts to go up. That's where your value starts to go up.
Got it.
You can charge more. You charge more because you're adding more to your service.
Right.
I like
bigger than a haircut.
I like how
bigger
you broke
than a haircut. You do services.
Right. Right. Wow. Okay. So, has there ever been a challenging haircut that was difficult to? I know you mentioned earlier, like you could do a lot of stuff, but is there a particular haircut, like, you know what, I really gotta be in my P's and Q's as far as this particular hairstyle or haircut, or like there might be a little bit more challenging than the ones that you might be used to cutting?
I think I'm to a point now where I'm not afraid of any haircuts. I understand that my foundation is good. So
okay,
if the foundation is good, the haircut will be good. I understand the steps to doing each haircut. So most haircuts is a combination of 1 or 4 haircuts all put together. So once you understand the concepts behind those 4 haircuts, mixing and matching until you get the desired style, push you right there. and I think I'm to a point where I'm comfortable. So I don't. There are sometimes. Certain people's hair, maybe the way it grows and stuff, may frustrate me a little bit or something like that. But I'm to a point where I've learned how to keep my cool. Meaning, once I get to a point where I feel like I'm getting when I feel like I'm getting frustrated, I know to leave that area alone, move on. You know what I mean? Move on, do something else, and then come back. Because by the time I come back, I've readjusted, and I know exactly what I need to do when I get back. You see what I'm saying? So that's where I'm at. So if I have anything that I don't think there's a difficult haircut. There may be difficult heads.
Okay, that's fair. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when like I said, once I experience that, I kind of like move on and then come back to it, and then I normally can take care of it after that.
Okay. You heard it here first.
This is a question I ask everybody. What is your why? Like those days when you don't feel like you don't want to cut hair, you're not motivated, you're just not in the mood. What in your mind is your why that pushes you to continue to do what you do?
My family. I wanna put my family in a good place. I don't want my family to ever have to work as hard as I work. So I'll take on the load now so that they don't have to. You see what I'm saying? Maybe they want to, which is fine, but they won't have to. You know what I mean? So I don't feel like I worked as hard as my parents. You see what I'm saying? So, and I don't want my kids to have to work as hard as me. So it's just, you know what I mean? I want to set them up. There's things like, for me, I feel like there was things that I've learned later on in life that my parents didn't know. So I don't blame them for not teaching me. So there's things that I'm trying to set my kids and set my family up for the future. So when I'm long gone, they have, like I said, like even with my barber, they have a foundation that they can stand on. You know what I mean? So that's my why. That's my why. As far as teaching and educating and coaching, I think that's all the same thing. You know what I mean? I'm all about the growth and the development of people. So, you know what I mean? In whatever sense, I'm all, and that goes to barbering as well. I'm all about the growth and development of people.
Right.
Man, well said, brother. Well said, man. How important is integrity to you?
I mean, I think that's a trick question. I think integrity is listen. I think integrity is very important. The reason that just speaking about the products, you know what I mean? For me, I never want to sell anybody BS because now you don't trust me. I understand that the biggest compliment and form of networking or building of clientele or whatever the situation is word of mouth. So basically, you trust me, so you gonna recommend somebody else to, you know what I mean? So when they ask you who did that, it word of mouth, right? So it's the same thing when it comes to my products. I built something that I feel like is sustainable, right? It's got to be sustainable. It's a name brand. It's up there with, when I say I feel like my product stands on top with everybody else. I don't, you know what I mean? I feel like I could put my product side by side with everybody else. And once you use it, a lot of times that's what it's about. So when people use it, they come back. I don't promote a lot. I don't do, I should, but I don't do a lot of marketing. I don't do a lot of promoting. But again, I'm steady re-upping. I'm steady restocking the shelves because it's not so much of me promoting. It's about the word of mouth. People are buying it. People are using it, and they're seeing what it can do. So they're coming back. They're telling other people, "Hey, yeah, man, you need to try that." Yeah, well, don't get that. Go here, get. You know what I mean? That's what works. That's what builds. And that's for me. That's how I'm building a sustainable business. So, and I'm gonna get on the network and I'm gonna get on the marketing and all of that and the promoting. I am, but right now I'm doing the footwork with the word of mouth and just making sure that all of my products are sustainable, putting integrity in it. So meaning, if I say that this is going to do this, it's going to do that.
Right.
Yeah.
I heard that.
Sister, you got another question?
I thought you're not gonna do the segment about
Oh, I have one, but I know we kind of.
Oh no, I'm good.
All right, so I'm gonna hit you with this question. So if you could cut 5 people's hair, dead or alive, who would it be?
Ooh, good question. One would be my dad. One would definitely be my dad. It's been 10 years since he passed. So
sorry about that.
Just to have that conversation with him, just so he could see the growth in me, see the man that he groomed me to be. And me and my dad bumped heads a lot when I was younger. And so I only had, me and him really had a good relationship for not as long as I would like, before he passed. So, just that, having that, being able to conversate with him, sit down, talk to him, pick his brain, one last time, that would be, that would be great. That would be one person. 2, I like business-minded people.
Okay.
I like business-minded people. So probably somebody like 50 Cent, just to learn how he built his platform and built his empire. Because that man's doing great things right now behind the scenes that people don't really see. So being able to pick his mind and even with his marketing, people think he's just poking fun of people on IG and social media, but he's really building. He's building what they say, building a image of himself.
Mm-hmm.
Building
Character.
building clout. So that people they looking for him, they trying to see what he's doing, trying to,
Yeah.
Man, that's genius, pure genius. Who else?
That's 2 so far.
I would say, what was that? P Diddy. I like Diddy. The P Diddy, again, another business-minded individual. Yeah, man, who's been, again, built a sustainable business for a couple decades, because I think he probably 70 now. He probably 70. You know what I mean?
I think he's about 55. I feel like he's been here for 70.
But Diddy been around. Diddy been around for a long time now. I don't know.
He ain't 70. I think him and Jay-Z probably around the same age. I think that he just popped up a little bit earlier before Jay-Z did. That's a big break, but they probably both 50 and 50s. Yes, 70.
Gosh. You said dead or alive?
Yeah, dead or alive. That's what, 3?
Yeah.
Your Pops, 50, and then Diddy.
Yeah. That's good. Okay, I'm gonna throw a curveball. Willie Spence.
Oh. Yeah.
Man. People don't know him. He won second place on American Idol. Passed in a car accident last year.
Yeah.
Man. I watched that young man grow to be this American Idol that he grown to be. And yeah, man, I'm mad that I wasn't able to cut his hair before he left here to get back on the road where he had the accident. So you know what I mean? That, yeah. So yeah, that's 4.
That's 4.
Mm-hmm.
Can I do a split for 5?
Can you what?
I want to do a split for 5 because they both really the same reason. So the two would be Denzel and Deion Sanders. And the reason being because both of them are so inspirational and impactful. So the wisdom that they have, you know what I mean? So I want to pick their brains and see, you know what I mean? Yeah. That'll be my 5/6.
Right there. I can imagine just being a fly on the wall, sitting there waiting for them to get a haircut. All the smack talking and all that. And
oh yeah. Especially
with Deion Sanders. Denzel be talking some stuff too, though. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Slick with it too, though.
Absolutely.
Real slick with it. Man. All right, brother. So how can everybody get a hold of you as far as your social, your products? Like how can everybody reach out to you, brother? I know you said word of mouth, man, but just use this moment to take it past word of mouth and just, tell them how they can link up with you, get haircuts, all that, your products, your hairline, and all that.
My website, which is
no.
Okay. You can reach me on IG.
Okay.
IG SmoothCuts hair. Hold on. SmoothCuts_hair care.
Mm-hmm.
You can reach me on I also on IG. SmoothCuts561.
Okay.
SmoothCuts561. SmoothCuts_hair care. The website smoothcutshaircare.com. I'm on TikTok too. I don't know why, but I'm on TikTok, which is also SmoothCuts_hair care. Facebook.com/SmoothCuts, SmoothCuts561 and SmoothCuts hair care. Man, but yeah, all of those things also have my booking information if you're trying to book a haircut or whatever. Yeah, all of that stuff is on there. If you're trying to get a color service, hot towel shades, eyebrows did, all of that. If you just want a one-on-one training about cutting hair, you can reach me on that. We there.
And you are where in Florida?
I am in Lantana, Florida, or easier to say West Palm Beach, Florida, sunny South Florida. So yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
Right there over there by that Family Dollar over there. Don't mess with y'all now. I couldn't help it, y'all. Hey, please forgive me. No, I saw love, brother. We really do appreciate you coming on the show, man. Yeah. Anybody else have any more announcements, anything they want to share before I ended up with a closing quote?
Now we're waiting on that quote. We know you got something. You know you always come with that.
Yeah, it's starting to get difficult here lately, but I got a little something for you guys before we end it. I want to leave you guys with this. This is the closing quote. There is no doubt that creativity is the most important human resource of all. Without creativity, there would be no progress, and we would be forever repeating the same patterns. I'm going to say it again. There is no doubt that creativity is the most important human resource of all. Without creativity, there would be no progress, and we would be forever repeating the same patterns. That is by Edward D. Bono.
I like that.
Whoever that guy is, I'm going to have to do some more research on that person. That was a cool little quote. With that being said, it's a pleasure for you to be on our show again. I enjoyed your conversation. Look forward for you doing bigger and better things, promoting more, and just I'm excited for what you have in store, you know what I'm saying, for your brand and for your community also, brother.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Appreciate y'all for having me.
No problem. We are out of here. We are Just Coolin' Podcast. Peace.
Peace. And don't race JJ again.
Uh-oh. There we go.
You don't want none, man. Alt still moving, man. Alt still moving a little bit.
No, you got him.
Listen, if I drop about 10, 15 pounds, boy, I'm gonna give him trouble, man.
Oh, yeah. She gonna put that on Instagram. Y'all racing down the street, wherever y'all be having y'all Sunday get together. I don't know about smooth cuts right now. Shoot.
Man, I was hurt for about a week after that, man. I'm just now recovering.
I already know, man. We out of here, y'all. This is what we do all the time, man. Peace, love, and happiness.
All right, thank you.
Peace.
Peace.